let it go. Ayo, deep breath, I request a requiem for apathy. Momentarily lost hope, but now it's back at me. Temporarily felt defeated by the game. Then the light came, just after the nightingale sang. Thank whoever you wish for the gift received. I let it be the definition of me, the MC. Share thoughts with the downtrodden intent to tap into the wealth and knowledge my people gain upon the avenue. I keep that close to my heart, though it seemed like we oceans.
Been soaking up the comments and trying to take it all in, and probably not going to remember everything, probably going to miss out on a few things, but we're going to talk about this as long as it's necessary, as long as it's an issue, because I've been having issues with it. You know, I got to first applaud all the sisters who have transcended into different stages of awareness, and you're not bothered by some of the little menial, trivial things that a lot of us are still caught up in. I gotta applaud you, I gotta bow, I gotta tip my hat, whatever, to you, because I meet a lot of resistance when dealing with these topics, you know. So we're gonna just jump into it, you know. What I like to call that young and pretty shit, man. That's what a lot of us be caught up on. A lot of this shit is that young and pretty shit. This is the things that you ain't gonna be worrying about when you get to a certain age. Like, these are things that only matter as long as you think you fine and you feel like you in constant competition with other people who you consider to be young and pretty or fine too. This is why you always feel like you gotta do something, one up somebody, or have something somebody else ain't got, or always be looking at what somebody else got. So we got to be aware of that, like, and people keep questioning me on things I've been saying about our women too. Let me address that. About as far as self-esteem, because we got to talk about self-esteem and insecurity before we can even get into polygamy or any of those issues, because jealousy is the #1 problem, is what I keep hearing. So yeah, it's really gonna have to come from within. Like, you're gonna have to know the difference between, like, reality and fantasy. This is what it boils down to. We are all caught up into this romanticized, Europeanized, bastardized version of relationships and love. And I really want to do a video called Fuck Love, because that's how I feel about the concept as we know it. Are you crazy in love, or love makes you blind and takes over your mind, and you're a sucker for love, you fall into love. Like, ain't nothing positive about none of those things. Like, most of the shit we say about love is just not nothing that I would want. I don't want to be crazy in nothing. I don't want to fall for nothing. Like, come on, man. What if you want to be a sucker for anything, man? Just think about the way we talk about love, how we relate to love in all these songs and videos and movies. Can't eat, baby. You can't eat, you can't sleep, you weak, you about to die. I'm gonna die without you. Can't live without you. Oh, come on, man. Like, them antics. And that's what a lot of us get caught up in, why we can't make intelligent decisions about relationships, why we can't do what's best for all as a people. See, if that ain't what we on, then we bullshit. You can't just do what's best for these people right here, or you, or your immediate little situation. Not unless what you're doing for you and your immediate situation is best for everybody too in the long run. And it's just not always best to be monogamous. I see this faggotry going on with our women as a result of that. A direct result of that. Y'all can't tell me nothing different. I already know it's some burros watching. Little boys and burros. Yeah. That's girl boys and boy girls. You girls, you boys and burros out there, I already know what y'all want. You can't tell me you don't like men. I'm not hearing it. No. You can't tell me you don't like men when your boyfriend look like a little boy. I mean, your girlfriend look like a little boy. You can't tell me you don't like men. Your girlfriend look like a little boy, and then your little girlfriend go buy little boy parts and pretend to have boy sex with you. Like, something is wrong here. That's a mental decision that you have made. You have fooled yourself. And I be looking at some of y'all. Some of you women have convinced yourself that you're men. You falling for that bullshit. I just like to catch you at a certain time of the month. See how you fake that shit. Do you still sag your little pants and wear your boxers all month? Come on, man. Y'all ain't gangster all month. You can't be gangster all month. You can't even play a nigga all month. You can't play a nigga all day. Some point in time you had to sit your little ass down on that toilet and take a piss. So nature reminds you all the time. As much as you try to forget, I don't care what you shave, I don't care how you wear your hair, get you some little locks with some gold tips. I don't care what mask you wear. Nature makes you remember every day when you got to sit down on that toilet and wipe your little yoni. You be looking thugged out at the club. I be seeing y'all. Then go to the bathroom and wipe your little pussy. Change your little tampon or something. Fuck out of here, man. But this is a direct sign, man. This is what we have to be looking at. They're trying to fill a need, brothers. They are trying to fill a need. There's nothing else they could be doing. It don't make any other sense. And I'm not here to debate this with y'all, man. I deal with nature only. Facts. And that shit y'all doing don't make sense. If you want to debate, explain to me why all y'all look like the same dude. Not the same dude. One of these type of dudes. Like you done picked a prototype. Like some of y'all look like Mac 10. Some of y'all look like T-Pain. Some of y'all look like motherfucking, like some other nigga you saw. Like y'all picked a nigga, y'all saw, okay, that nigga looks like a dude. He looks like that. Might be what a man looks like. I'll imitate him. And then all y'all, a certain group of y'all imitated that dude. And some of y'all looked at Lil Wayne and said, oh, girls like him, so I'll imitate him. And I just be looking at all y'all look the same, plaid shirts, t-shirts. Like it's a dress code. You got a uniform. Little baseball caps. You dread your braids. Fade. All the same nigga. Like y'all done pick certain niggas. Like, why I don't never see one of y'all. I don't never see a burro with a kufi and a motherfucking dashiki and shit on. Well, I don't never see it. I'm not saying they don't exist. I don't see it. I don't see them with the Rasta crowns on, RBG'd out. Like, I don't see the burros like that. Where y'all at? Where the Muslim burros? Where the Hebrew Israelite burros? Where the Rasta burros? I mean, if all y'all just like this shit, why hasn't this shit spread into all facets of society? Why has it been contained to clubs and the neighborhood? Because this is a mental thing, man. Y'all got to be aware of that. We ain't having that in our organization, and they know it. It's real men still over here. We don't have no need for you. See, they can step in and infiltrate the club and be in there dancing with all the girls because there's all these faggots in there who really don't like girls anyway. So that shit don't matter. They can do that shit downtown, out in the hood, where all this shit is running rampant now. In church. Y'all can go to church with that shit. She ain't coming up into none of these lectures and these debates like that. And I see a couple of y'all hip-hop burros doing your thing, you know. I ain't even talking about that. See, they don't fuck the game up for you. It's a fine line. You can't really... And I done seen a couple of... I done been hit on by some women who I just knew were gay. Like, by looking at you, I was like, oh, I know she don't like your dudes. But shit. Yeah, she did. And I done been approached by women who I knew were gay, who told me they were gay. Like, they don't like men, they ain't fuck with men, but they like me. For some reason, they loved me. Like, this bitch, she told me she loves me. Like, in the club. Like, first time I ever met this chick. Big Alice the Goon looking bitch. Real talk, man. I couldn't believe it, but I let her do whatever she wanted to do. She wanted to rub on me. I was like, oh, you gonna feel like a girl today. That's right. I want everybody to see you are a woman. I don't care what you pretending to be. Yeah, I'm glad you love it. That was just confirmation. I already knew that y'all was faking. I already know this shit is a game. All you doing is waiting for us to step up and be men again, so y'all can stop pretending y'all some carbon copies of hip-hop niggas. That's all you are. Some sad, sick little game you playing mentally. But like I say, nature ain't gonna never let you forget. Y'all can play how you want to play in the club. But just go in that bathroom, nature will remind you who you are. And we as brothers, we gotta start reminding you who you are. That's why when I see you, oh, excuse me, baby. Hey, baby, I'm looking at you just like I'm looking at... If you had on the tightest dress you could have on, I don't give a fuck if you had on, you can have on your plaid, your shit taped down. I'm just gonna pretend like I can, girl. And I doing, oh shit, girl, look at you. Can't keep playing with them. Don't keep dapping these motherfuckers up in the club and shit, nigga. What the fuck are you doing? Giving a girl a pound? Oh man. Shake her little hand, girl style. Remind them, you know what I'm saying? Who the man is around this motherfucker. They gonna, y'all hanging out in the club with them. I be seeing some of y'all niggas got home burros that y'all be in the club with, hollering at bitches together with. Like, nah, man. Astaghfirullah. Y'all better get off of that. Better start reminding them. Running this shit. But I went all off topic. But this is core issues that we're gonna have to deal with. While y'all sisters claiming to be conscious, worrying about your little thing you got going on, you and your man, and that's all you really give a fuck about. Your sisters are out here pretending to be men because we ain't taking them, you know, the lead. Y'all ain't out there reaching out to them, really. Just done neglected them and abandoned them. Oh, we don't fuck with them bitches and dyke bitches and all that. But from your sisters, if you want for your sister what you want for yourself, then you should want her to be exposed to the same knowledge you getting, same wisdom you getting, the same greatness you exposed to if you think that way about your man. So that's a whole nother topic. And that's really something we're going to have to talk about too, because this is the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers, when your women start telling you about what you ain't supposed to be doing, what you can't do, what you shouldn't do, what you shouldn't do, she's telling you who you are to her. She's telling you what you are to her. If she ain't supporting you in anything positive you trying to do, whatever you doing, if it's positive, and she don't support it, then she telling you you ain't God to her, you just a nigga. You are a slave, And you supposed to stay under control. You pet niggas. I'm telling y'all, man. It's what most of us have become. Mainly the men. You take on the slave name of your husband, but the man becomes the slave. I know this. I know that this symbolically, see, in other culture, the man, it does run the shit. That's just not how it is with us. We running around, oh, my girl gonna kill me. Oh, I can't do that. My girl gonna... See? And, you know, ladies create the same situation that my mother created. Anytime I was told not to do something, I just found a way to do it without her knowing about it. It didn't stop me from doing nothing. So, all you do when you lay down rules and regulations is you create a situation for your man to go out and find ways to do things without you knowing about it. And here go the cheating shit. Now we get to cheating. Let's talk about cheating. Because I don't cheat. I don't even like to use that word. We need to stop using that word. Unless you playing games, you shouldn't be talking about cheating. See, I don't play, I'm not playing. This is not a fucking game to me. So don't come to me talking about I'm cheating. Cheating at what? What you mean? I got some cards here somewhere? This is not a fucking game with me. It's really my life. I can do what the fuck I want to do. We're going to have to get to that point, man. Mine. All this possessiveness. You don't own me. I don't own you. This is not... You're not my woman. That ain't my pussy. I ain't your man, and this is not your dick. And we got to get out of that shit. We are not terrible tools. That's what I was talking about. Emotional children. Spiritual children. Mine. You gave mine away in my house with my this, with my that. You did that. Come on, man. This is yours. This is all you got. This is all you can control. And this is all you really should be worried about. This is reality. If you spend any amount of time worrying about what somebody's doing when they leave your eyesight, then you are wasting your time. Because as far as you're concerned, that person does not exist. They could walk right out the front door, get hit by a car, and be dead until you find out. You might take the next day till you find out, but the whole day you could be sitting around thinking, oh man, he with that bitch. She over there with that nigga. He's over there with such and such. So it's real in your head. You can be really going through some real emotions too behind all that. But is that really happening to you? Or is it happening because you put yourself in a certain situation? And we got to get to that, because I'm so tired of hearing about respect and all this sort of shit. Reality is perception. How you see things is what makes something real for you. And first of all, just because you think something is wrong, it don't make it wrong. Just because you call it bad, that don't make it bad. To me, I have to agree to that. We have to agree on those things. And this will come back to the responsibility of the men. Don't agree to something that you know you ain't really with. Don't make agreements to do things and live certain ways when you know that you don't feel right about that. Because this woman might actually feel that way. And vice versa, men or women, I'm just saying, be honest with yourself. And you know, that's what most of our insecurity and shit come from. We see people as property that we own and we got rights to, especially once you done sign some papers and put some rings on. And back to the ring thing, because I brought that up. Rings came later. Gifts were exchanged first. It might have been something, any kind of gold jewelry or gold trinket or ornament, but things were exchanged between both families. Just like a ring is given to the man and the woman. But for some reason, we don't put no emphasis on how much the man's ring gonna cost or where he get it. But that family, your wife's family, is supposed to supply him with things the same way his family is supposed to supply yours. Not all about just showering this woman with gifts. Marriage is between the two families. These two families are now married. They all connected together forever. Just to throw that in there, in case anybody was still wondering about that. But, yeah. As far as all that possessive shit, like I said, that's that young and pretty shit that you shouldn't be worrying about now. Because once you get older, like I said, as you become wiser, you'll realize none of that shit don't matter. We spend a lot of time worrying about some skin rubbing together. You can get all bent out of shape about this. And it just depends on how you think about this and how you look at that. And this is why all that gets confusing. This is why we all have to go back to a certain way of thinking and a certain way of living. Because respect and cheating and all that can be defined by who you're talking to. That's why I said perception is reality. Depending on the person you with, that can depend on what you have to do to what you do that would qualify as disrespect. For instance, I've been in a situation where a woman thought me having some porn was disrespect. She wanted all the porn out the house. I'm not even supposed to look at motherfuckers on TV. Like, what they were cartoons. Like, that's what I'm saying. How far do you go with this? I don't know these women. I ain't gonna never talk to, touch, or meet these women. I can't even fantasize. You disrespected. Being out in the place where it's belly dancers dancing, and I say something, make a comment to one of the brothers about the belly dancer, and you mad. That's disrespectful. When this woman is up there dancing with the intention of getting my attention. But I'm supposed to act like I don't see it out of respect for you. You want to castrate me. You want to cut off the very thing that got me to look at you in the first place. What the fuck? That's how what made me look at you. Now I'm supposed to just cut it off and supposed to be sitting there like focused on you. Some of y'all actually act like that. Just why don't you just focus on me? Because I'm a man. That's not in my nature to do. That's not in anybody's nature to just focus on one beautiful thing. First of all, if you appreciate beauty and you appreciate beauty, I appreciate every flower that I see. I appreciate every piece of artwork that I see. Art is art. See, y'all get caught up in that shit, man. You can't, don't do that to me. Don't try to stifle me and try to make me not look at all the other beautiful things. But everything that glitters ain't gold. I know that just because something is beautiful, that don't mean I can have it or I should have it. But that don't mean I can't look at it. How the hell if I know if I shouldn't have it or not unless I examine it first? I should just go by what you say and then don't fuck with nobody and I don't have to worry about making them decisions, huh? That's fine and good if that's what I choose to do. I don't have women get mad at me because I decided I'm going to cut certain people off because I didn't let them decide for me. Because you couldn't tell me, oh, I don't want you fucking with such and such. Or because you called a bitch and cuss her out and I call her and make up. You mad. But you can't decide who I talk to or who I don't. That's my decision. There ain't nothing wrong with me making that decision. If I want to decide to be monogamous, then that's fine. If I want to decide to be celibate, I can. You might have a problem with that. That's why you don't let other people make decisions for you. You should be able to make them on your own. Baby boy, baby girl, we got to grow up. That's what I'm saying, man. If we're going to be gods and goddesses, then that's what we're going to be. And God is not worried about these little encounters that you might spend the whole year. Depending on how serious it is to you, you can put a lot of focus and time and energy dwelling on some shit that you wasn't even there to experience. It wasn't real for you. This didn't happen to you. But you'll act like somebody did something to you. Why would you do that to me? No, I did something for me. And if you found out about it and you don't like it, that's because of how you look at it. This is reality. I'm not going to sugarcoat this because I'm tired of having these discussions and debates. I'm not doing it anymore. That shit only matters if you're mortal. The only reason you should be sitting around arguing about that is if you really just think you're just a human being and all you are is this. And that shit is an illusion. Come on, man. See? I don't believe any of this shit is real. I really don't. So it's hard for me to put a lot of stock into it. And people get mad at me because I'll be laughing or not taking shit seriously when they really upset about something that happened. And I'm like, man, that shit is a dream. And you want me to be all upset about it. Especially some people want to argue with you about the past. That's not real. The past is not real. Just like the future is not. All you have is now, today. This is what I was trying to say. If you're not worried about what's going on at the moment, when you face to face with the person who you claim to care for or love, what's happening now? How does he treat you now? How does she treat you right now? That's all you got. What somebody did yesterday is only real in your mind. That's all in your mind. Because you can't show me yesterday. You can't prove to me that there was a yesterday, except by virtue of the fact that we here today. See, all that's relative. It's subject to definition and what you call days. Who decided that? Yeah, I'm getting off topic. But I'm just trying to give y'all some things to think about. These are the things that's going to break you out of this type of bullshit. Because your emotions and your feelings are based on your thoughts. They are determined by your thoughts. What you know is who you are. This is why I have a problem reacting. I can't just act how certain people act when certain things happen because I don't think the same way about those things anymore. So, we have to get out of that possessive mentality. We got to get off that young and pretty shit. This is not a competition. You're not going to be able to stop anybody from leaving you. Nothing you can do about that. No matter how much you watch them, monitor them, check them, yell at them, try to keep them in the house. They're going to find a way to do what they want to do eventually, or they're going to be miserable. Is that what you want? Some of y'all don't care. I see it. I just say that all the time. So you want me to live this way even if I'm not happy? Why you can't just be happy with just me? Why I'm not just happy with just eating the same thing every day? I'm not happy with doing nothing the same every day. That's just not me. Some people are. I know people like that. I know some women that if they like something, they'll eat it every day. We're different. Most women ain't even thinking about this concept until some man say something to them about it, and they, oh, well, can I do it too? Well, can I have more than one husband too? If that's what you want to do, but did you want to do that before I said that's what I wanted to do? And what would be your motivation and your reasoning behind it? See, this is not about sex. It ain't about lust. Y'all got to get that out of your mind also. Every time somebody bring this shit up to you, you think they just want to fuck a bunch of women. It would be a whole lot easier, a lot less hassle for me to just go out here and be a player. And I don't have to be worried about none of this bullshit that I'm trying to promote, this nation building shit. So don't demean a brother like that. Any brother who got one woman know that it ain't gonna be no picnic or no walk in the park to have several. That shit is gonna take some work. I mean, you know, that's just reality. So it ain't about a man having his fun. Y'all got all this penis envy. Oh, a man can do that, man can do that. Man can do that. So I asked Empress the other day, so y'all just want us all to have dicks. That's your solution? Everybody just have a dick, man. But nah, man. We gotta get back to just natural simple living. And you can't be thinking it's all about sex, because that's not what it's going to be about. It cannot be about that. We got to change the way we look at how we having sex. I ain't getting into all that. But we're going to have to, because that's health. These are health topics. We having sex at the wrong times, too much. Prostate problems are being caused by that for our men. Cervical problems for our women. That's another video. That's still coming to Deep Sea Sister. Shout out to you. But, yeah, as far as just the polygamy thing goes, after we get all the insecurity and the jealousy and shit out the way, and the whole cheating thing, I'm going to say something about that, because sister made a comment to me about relationships and how, you know, this is where it goes back to, you have to listen to yourself and do what's best for you. Because if a lot of us were listening to these philosophies and abiding by them strictly, we might not even be with the people who we with today. Some of us got into relationships with people that were already in relationships, myself included. So if I was to want to listen to what women tell me to do and do that, then I wouldn't have been in that situation, because I would have been listening to the woman I was with telling me don't be fucking around with nobody else. And I wouldn't have ended up in a much better situation. I would be foolish to be sitting around feeling bad about what I did, because I know what I was doing was right the whole time. But you're going to have to shed all that old preconceived bullshit. Loyalty, commitment, faithful. Be loyal, committed, and faithful to yourself. This is what you should be doing. And if you do that, then everything else should work out. You take care of you first. Do what's right by you. See, this is why I feel like, you know, it's a waste of time for me to argue about these things. Because if you know me and you look at me and see I'm going to always do the best thing for me, then you should already know that whatever I'm doing is the best thing for everybody. Because that's how I make my decisions. What I do is if it's best for me, then I think it's best for all. It must be best for all before I do it. That's the difference between being selfish and having knowledge of self. I don't do things just to gratify myself and get gain and feel good. So, yeah. That's the type of shit we need to be back on, man. And let's just talk about some basic fundamental facts about polygamy, first of all. Not polygyny, polygamy. For those who don't know, pardon me, the difference. Polygyny is just a person having more than one mate, anybody, male or female. Polygamy is a man having more than one wife. Poly means many. Gamy means women. Gyne is people. Polyandry is men, multiple men, a woman having more than one man. Now, what's the problem with a woman having more than one man? What's the difference? See, I gotta go back to nature. I look at things from a very simple, naturalistic standpoint. A man, no, I'm gonna say it this way. How many men can impregnate a woman at one time? Okay, y'all thought about that? I'm sure everybody, something else, no-brainer. Well, I've been informed by some women when I try to make this argument that, oh no, within 72 hours, two men can actually impregnate the same woman. Some of y'all might have said that already. Some of y'all might know that. That's amazing fact. It might be true. I don't know of any brothers and sisters who got different daddies that was conceived within 72 hours. I don't know of those people. But if that's true, then that's fine. Let's say up to 2 within 72 hours. And it has to be within 72 hours. And maybe she could conceive more within that 72-hour period. I don't know. But let's just say 2. But normally, naturally, we know it's 1. Okay? How many women can a man impregnate at one time? Now, let's think about it. If it takes 24 hours for a man to regenerate and 72 hours for the full cycle to take place, then we could say every 2 days or every 72 hours a man could conceive with a different woman. Is this true or false? This is what I'm talking about. Is this a fact or not? Is it a fact that a man could give birth to 100 babies at damn near the same time by 100 different women? Is this true or false? Let's just say 30 within a month. Let's say a man could have, every 72 hours, that's every 2 days, 15 children a month. Right? How many children can that woman have in those same 30 days? How many times can she conceive with different men? Y'all see where I'm going with this? Like, this is nature, right? There is a reason why a woman only gets pregnant by one man at a time and carries the baby for 9 months. What is a man supposed to be doing for the rest of those 9 months? By nature. I'm not asking you what they say on TV or what you've been taught. Like I said, we gotta forget that, all of that. What is a man supposed to be doing naturally for 9 months? Now, we just established that in 1 month he could conceive 15 children. So how many could he conceive in 9 months? While you're still pregnant. While you cannot do any more conceiving. He can by nature. Now, see, I'm not the type of person who believes you born a certain way for no reason. Nature is the way it is for a reason. There's a reason why once that sperm leaves my body, I am no longer bound to it by nature. I can go walk away and never see it again by nature. Like, I literally can do that. The woman cannot do that. You cannot just walk away physically from that child for 9 months. Why? Why are you bound to it and I am not? I ain't talking about morally. I'm talking about naturally. After the 9 months when the baby is born, or during the pregnancy, fuck that. During the pregnancy, if I get shot in the head, does the baby die? What about if you get shot in the head? Does the baby die? After the baby is born, if I get shot in the head, does the baby die? After the baby is born, if you get shot in the head, does the baby die? Why? Why is there a reason why that baby is dependent on you for those 9 months and for at least 2 to 3 years after that. If you're doing shit right, that's how it should be. You think there's no reason for that? Do you think the reason is because I'm supposed to be sitting there with you the whole 9 months and the next 2 or 3 years after that? Or should I be out doing some other things because I can? Just because I can. That's what I'm saying. If you can, you should, right? If you have the ability to do something, why wouldn't you? If you were a bird with wings and you could fly, would you not fly? Would you be a chicken if you don't have to be? That's what I'm saying. There's some birds that fly and some birds that don't fly. The birds that can do, and the ones that can't don't. There's some men who can do, are able to have 15 children in a month, and there's men that just ain't capable. They're not able. But those with the capacity, if you have the capability, why wouldn't you? Nature says you should. Anybody who goes against nature, that is your enemy. Anybody or anything that goes against nature. If you believe nature is synonymous with God or the Creator or the Most High or any, whatever you call it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I don't care what you call it. If you believe that He created nature or is one with nature or synonymous with nature, then you have to know if anything goes against nature is the adversary to God. Therefore, the devil. So, anytime you tell a man to withhold or suppress his nature just because you can't, because you are, and you not withholding and suppressing yours, when you carrying a baby for 9 months, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. But you would encourage me to sit here and go against my nature to appease you. And you don't want to take responsibility as God. See, I had to feel guilty for the things I wanted to do and the way I was feeling. There's a reason why your man stopped wanting to have sex with you once you got pregnant. It's nature. First of all, somewhere in your brain, I'm sure it says mission accomplished. We finally accomplished what we've been doing all this for. So there has to be a part of the man who's trying to say, okay, ain't no need to keep doing that. We've done what we were supposed to do. That's nature. That's your instinct. But you'll also, like I say, make a man feel guilty. I read this, like while my son was in the womb, and it had put pressure on me, telling me that I have to be responsible, or I have to worry about upsetting my mate. I have to be careful what I do not to upset her, because I don't want to upset the baby. And that shit was real to me, because I damn sure didn't want to upset my baby. I didn't give a fuck about upsetting her, really. She was going to be upset anyway. And hormones kick in. That was something I couldn't control. Most of the time, even when I was trying to be nice, she'd find a reason to be upset. But the point was, where is your responsibility in that? You're not supposed to be a big mega bitch when you get pregnant. All that shit there would bring out something that was already in you. I see a lot of peaceful, beautiful, happy, vibrant mothers out there. They ain't all walking around with their face round up complaining. Mad at some man. But that put pressure on me to go against my nature, like I said. I knew I didn't have no reason to be there, and like I say, just the fact that we kept clashing and arguing the way we did and the way we do during that time it also lets you know that maybe you shouldn't be there as much. Maybe she should be with her sisters and her mother like she would have been if we were still in a community together. Don't you know that there's a time in certain cultures, since y'all want to go back in time, that the women were separated during pregnancy? You weren't supposed to be around just any men or no men, period. You got to get the fuck on somewhere because you breathing in certain things. So we don't even know how our babies are formed. But I ain't getting into all that. But yeah, we didn't always stick with each other through the whole process. Just like in the delivery room. I ended up getting cussed out in the delivery room. Why? Because I ain't had no business being there. Why? What the fuck I know about having a baby? Should have been nothing but women in there. Her mother, sisters, aunts, whatever, whoever was in charge of that. That's who should be there. You should be in a natural situation. Not in no hospital, laid up in the wrong position, straining to push your baby out under medication. But that's another topic. Still getting off the subject. But all that's real shit, man. But yeah, we gotta acknowledge the fact that a man has the ability. And another thing that a man does that women don't do, and a lot of this has to do with us getting back into divine health also. Ladies, menopause don't necessarily have to be a part of your reality, but at the moment it is. So what is a man supposed to do when he finds himself at 45, 50, 55 years old, and the woman who he loves and been with all this time can no longer produce children, when his nature is saying that you can? So this man run out and get a sports car and a new jacket, a leather jacket, and go out and start hollering at young girls, and his wife thinks he don't love her no more. That don't mean he don't love you. His nature comes first. Your nature gonna come first, and eventually you ain't gonna be able to fight it. This is how we end up in, like I said, strip clubs, prostitutes on the internet, because you can only deny your nature for so long. End up with the secretary, some chick somewhere, whatever. Because it's gonna come a time when you're gonna have to face reality. You can't keep living in that fantasy land. And the reality is, menopause ain't happening to us. It's happening to you. And it's not fair for you to tell a man to spend the rest of his life going against his nature just because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. And that's real. Not no midlife crisis. That's what I'm saying. You're going to diagnose this man, make him think he's some monster and something is wrong with him. And that's how we've been trained. They got us thinking there's something wrong with us for doing what we're supposed to do naturally. What's natural for you to do? Even leaving. Like I say, the master teacher said that if every man leave you after a certain amount of time, did you ever stop and think maybe that's what a man's supposed to do? Y'all ain't think about that. You never stop and consider. Maybe it just come a certain time when it's supposed to be over. You just have to let go. Seasons change. Don't nothing stay the same, man. The only thing constant is change. So don't run from that. You better learn to embrace it if you're wise.
The feedback is my motive to start the reconstruction of the original arc. You say, just let the waves carry you out. The dark, brighter days await. The nemesis has sealed his fate. Only the true will pass through this gate. And you are one of those chosen. Proof is in the fact. You right here, so wide open to rap. But take a deep breath, release stress. Please rest, be blessed by the beat and the essence of these texts. Peace cap with what the diggity left. Respect, let the breeze lead me in these steps. Yo, we set to reach the peak last. We meet death. Terrestrial at the sweet behest of the celestial decree. Yes, repeat yes, we defeat weakness. Deep breath, Philistines in effect. And let the breeze be fresh. Let the breeze be